Hello again. Welcome to my channel. Um, Today I wanted to talk about why it is important when you're single, male or female, man, woman, however you want to discuss it. Why is it important when you're single to date regularly? Okay, I want to start by saying I'm no expert. I'm not a coach or anything. I'm just a regular woman, early 40s, out here dating. And it's just a lot of things that I've learned through my journey that I like to share with others so that they can pretty much learn without having to hit their head on the wall like me. So I'm just here, just giving some insight. I hope you enjoy it. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and please share. I would love to see your comments. Let me know what you think down below. So here goes. Why is it important to continuously date, even if you're not looking for a relationship or marriage? Dating is a muscle. You have to use it. If you don't use it, it will atrophy. It'll just get real lazy and it don't feel right when you use it. And what I mean by that, if you're just stuck in your life of going to work, taking care of your kids, taking care of your home, and you're not out meeting people, having adult conversations, and basically out in the world, you will become socially awkward. And when you actually do decide to date, and you get in the presence of someone who's been on the dating game, you're going to seem really weird. And I don't mean to be mean, but I always tell people, I'm like, I can tell when a man has not been in the dating scene, or if he has never been in a relationship or haven't been in a relationship in a very long time. After maybe the first, sometimes second date, I'm like, yeah, this brother is out. He just haven't been out there in a while. And it just makes the situation really awkward. Don't know how to carry a conversation. I've had men like blow up and have whole like create arguments with me, and I'm like, what is going on? Like Twilight Zone. So I wanted to make this video because I have run into several guys who I can kind of tell haven't been on the dating scene in a while, and it's kind of puts me in a situation where I have to make a decision on, okay, do I want to help him kind of overcome some of his obstacles, or should I send him on his way? And I'm just going to be honest. Sometimes, I'm at a place where I'm ready to settle down, and I really don't want to be, how can I say this, train a 50-year-old man how to be in a relationship. I mean, it's tough, but train a 50-year-old man to be in a relationship, I mean, it depends. I guess what the other parts of him, you know, if he's established, if he seemed like he's going to be someone I could really benefit both of our lives, us being together, as opposed to someone who, if I get with him, is going to be a constant battle, constant struggle, and basically is going to leave me exhausted. I have to look at the whole picture. So it's better to be a whole person with that ability to date and not be socially awkward as well. It's just, to me, a better thing. Even as a woman, when you're out dating someone, you want to be an interesting woman. You want to be able to show a man what it is that he's gonna get. Are you, charismatic? Are you an interesting person? Do you have energy? All those things come into play. If you're at dinner, and I'm not saying that you have to talk the entire time. Sometimes, having silence and just enjoying the moment, enjoying each other is a good thing. But when you're talking, can you capture his attention and keep him wanting more of it? That's really important. And actively dating will teach you those skills. So I made some notes. I'm going to be looking down a little bit as I'm talking, but that's because I want to make sure I'm going through all my notes here. Okay. The first thing, dating actively, what I love, when I first started dating heavily, I began to learn a lot about myself, my likes and dislikes. If you don't actively date, you really don't know. You think in your head there's certain things that you like and don't like, things that may be a deal breaker that aren't really deal breakers, and things that you think you can deal with. It's like, nah, I can't deal with that. I talk about a lot that I'm an empty nester. My son is an adult. He lives on his own, so it's just me. So what I say is I really prefer men that don't have little children. And I mean, I can kind of deal with it depending on the circumstance, but I personally don't want to have to deal with, oh, I got my kids this week, I got to do this, baby mama calling, this drama, this drama, this drama. That's not a part of my life because I don't have a little child. So women with little children may be a little more open to dating men with small children because they can relate to some of the situations a little bit better than someone with an adult child who prefers not to deal with that side of life. So that's one of the things you have to kind of take into perspective. You learn what your likes and dislikes are. You'll be able to go out and talk to a person, understand their personalities, and you'll be like, okay, even though it didn't work out with this guy, I like this, and this about him. So those type of things that I like about this guy, I think the next guy I look for, I'm going to look for those qualities because I really like those things. So, like I said, you kind of learn about more about yourself, what your likes and dislikes are. And then it helps you also kind of level up your game as well, because as you're talking to these men, just keep your ears open because they kind of tell you the things that they like, that they're looking for. And if you don't meet those things and it don't work out, you'll be like, okay, he likes this, and this. I like this type of man. Let me go back to the drawing board and see if this is something I want to, not necessarily change yourself, but we all can use a little improvement. I mean, let's be honest. If, he like a woman that's more fit or something like that, it don't hurt nothing to get in the gym. If he's like, okay, you're natural, but I like women that wear weaves. Sometime I wear a weave, sometime I wear a wig, sometime I wear braids. I can switch it up. I like my hair natural. A lot of men say they like natural hair. Okay, well, I'm the girl for you. So you just kind of listen, pay attention, what the type of men that you like, what they like. Dating helps you with that. Another thing, dating helps you learn what your core needs are. You get women all the time. Oh, he got to be 6 feet tall. He got to have 6 figures, this, that, and a third. Those are not core needs. Those are wants. I'm 5'10". I'm really tall. But I tell you, height is not a core need. I mean, I've dated men 5'6", 5'7". In dating online, one thing I have learned, if a man say he's 5'10", he's probably 5'7". If he say he's 6 feet tall, he's probably 5'10". I don't crack the code. And it doesn't matter to me because height is not a requirement. Even like I said, I'm really tall, but I'm not. My thing is, I don't care. As long as you're not like super, super short and like a tiny little man, I can't do that. But if you got a little size to you and you're 5'8", 5'9", that doesn't bother me. But you can learn your core needs. Some women think, oh, he got to make a certain dollar figure. It's not the dollar figure that you may be looking for, but it may be how he manages his money. Because you can have a guy that make $150,000, but if he got 3 or 4 kids by 3 or 4 different women, he's paying child support on all of them. He's out here trying to wear all designer clothes and everything. He got credit cards, just showing a outward appearance of being successful, but behind the scenes he's drowning. Those things you need to look for. You can get a brother that's making $50,000 or $60,000. He's not in child support hell. He got his own home. He'll take you on some really nice dates. You may not be at, Ruth Chris and all those places every week, but he's going to take you out and show you a good time on his budget. That may be the one for you. So you need to just kind of take a step back, date, learn what your core needs are. One of my core needs, and I always tell men, I need to feel safe. And when I say feel safe, not if we're in a dark alley that he's going to beat somebody up. My feeling safe is I need to see how you operate when the chips are down. If you know, okay, I got to come up with some money because something happened where my job is acting funny, or I just need to know no matter what, you're going to get out there. We're going to come together. You're going to grind. You're going to make sure the house is good. You're going to make sure the family is good. I'm going to always do my part. I got 3 degrees. I'm going to make sure I'm going to work. That's one thing about me. I'm going to keep a job, but I need a man who's not going to be like, well, she got it, so I'm going to just sit on the sofa. No, I need to know I'm going to be safe because you're going to step up and make sure we're good, and I'm going to have your back 100%. That's one of my core needs. I need to feel safe. I don't need, if I feel at any point that a man is going to leave me to be the head of the household, I don't want to have no parts of it. That's just basically a deal breaker. I'm running for the hills if I feel that way in any way with a man that I'm dealing with. So dating, talking, understanding a person, kind of picking up on what their love languages are, listen how he talks about his relationship with, ex-wives, the mother of his children, ex-girlfriends, especially his mother. When you listen to that, that'll tell you a lot about that man, and you can kind of pick up on little things to let you know whether or not you will be safe or feel safe with him. Trust me on this. A man's relationship with his mother says a lot. Okay. Also, another thing about dating regularly, you can learn your triggers. There's certain things I know about myself that I've been working on, and certain triggers. And I know I'm doing well with that because I've been placed in that situation where my triggers are activated. I guess that's the best way of saying it. And I don't react, I just respond. And that is so important to learn when to react and when to respond. And I'm learning not to just, be that old Tanera, but to be more of that person who basically will sit back, take my time, evaluate the situation, and then respond accordingly. When you're dating regularly, it teaches you that. It teaches you patience. Because if you haven't been on the dating market, you're going to have in the back of your head how you think things should be. And then you're going to get angry or upset when things don't go like you planned it. It doesn't work like that because you got 2 individual people trying to come together to be one. So when you date on a regular basis, you kind of learn how to move with the other person, bend and move. Now, if someone's trying to get you to bend to do something that goes against your core beliefs, then of course you're not going to deal with that. That's when you say, okay, that's a huge red flag I'm not going to deal with. But just regular relationship things, it teaches you to understand people and kind of work with people. I mean, you're going to become a team. That's basically what it is. When you go into a relationship, you become teammates. You got to have your teammates back. So dating regularly, you can kind of learn your triggers, see if that person's going to be someone that's always setting off your triggers. Because, if it's something that happens, not very often, and you learn from it and you kind of, like I say, learn to respond instead of react, that's one thing. But if that person is always triggering you, you need to get out of that situation, because you're going to go into a situation where you're always constantly trying to do cleanup or trying to control yourself, and then one day you're just gonna snap, and we don't want those problems. So dating will definitely help you work through that. and know when, okay, this person is going to continue to trigger me. I can't be in this situation. It was nice meeting you. I enjoyed the time we had together, but this is not for me. And then you know when to move on and be okay with moving on. And I'm not the type of person to be friends with men that I date after we've dated. I'm like, once we're done dating, we're done. I don't need any more male friends. So I let them go on about their business. So if you want to just be friends with them, that's your call. Do what you do. But like I say, if someone constantly triggers you, that's when you know you need to move on. Okay. So another thing that, I read a lot of comments on social media, and one gentleman, the girl put something on a post asking, why are you still single, without blaming women. And one guy just was honest. He was like, I've been single too long. And I'm like, that's a real thing. I've dated some men like that. They've been single for so long, haven't been in a relationship. They don't want to budge. They don't want to move. And like I said, it will really put you in a situation where you cannot interact with another person. Like I've been with a man that I've dated a couple of times, and I can just tell that he's so used to interacting with other men in his profession. I told him he's just manhandling me. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a woman. Like, you gotta just, kind of tone it down a little bit. Talk to me as a man would talk to a woman that he's interested in, not being so aggressive. And I tried to be really nice about it, and then he like flipped the script. I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm not about to sit in this because I already see what it is. He's so used to being in a male dominated field. All he did was work, 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 and he's 51 years old, so now he's ready to settle down. Really never been married. His relationships he's been in never went anywhere. I mean, he's had a couple of long-term relationships, but it never went anywhere. And when I would ask him, I would get a whole word salad, and I'm like, okay, that's a trigger as well. When they start feeding you a word salad, makes no sense. It's like, okay, that's a trigger, because he really don't have a answer. And after a few dates with him, I'm like, okay, I see why he needs to actually get out here and date some, so he can kind of know how to interact with a woman, so he don't act like he's with his co-workers when he's out on a date with someone. So I think that's about it. I think it pretty much touched everything. Like I say, dating, it's a muscle. You have to use it. And like I say, even if you're not looking for a relationship or looking to remarry or get married for the first time, get out there, meet people, enjoy yourself, live in the moment. That's the biggest thing. And I think a lot of people don't like dating because they already have in their mind, okay, I want to get married, or I want a relationship, and they don't enjoy the time getting to know the person. They're rushing it, and that scares men off. If you're rushing through it, that's gonna run them off. And so you need to learn to kind of reel it back, have fun with the person, get to know them, and then see what happens from there. So like I say, I always preach, date multiples, 2-3 guys, quality guys that you could literally see yourself with, and just date them, meaning no sex. I'm talking about dating, getting to know them, not sleeping with all these different men. You don't want to do that, because that's really going to mess your head up. You just want to learn them, go out with them, hang out with them. And then normally you'll start like kind of gravitating to one over the others, but I do not recommend cutting off the other gentleman until you have the exclusive conversation with the one that you're kind of gravitating to, because you may be gravitating to him and he got his own roster he's dealing with, and he may have one over there that he's kind of gravitating to a little bit more as well. So you want to make sure you're on the same page with that. And I always assume any man that I'm dating is dating other women, even if I think like, okay, this man hadn't been out here in the dating scene for a while. I still kind of think maybe there's someone he's talking to or dealing with. So always assume that. Never assume that you are in a relationship as soon as you meet someone, because that's how you get your feelings hurt. So that's all I have for this video, and I thank you guys so much for your patience. I know it's been a while. I am gonna do better. So you guys have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and I know some people don't support 4th of July, Juneteenth. We celebrated that, and I think we're gonna do that more as the years go on, since it's a real national holiday now. I don't want to say real holiday because we've been celebrating it before that, but I wish you all the best, and get out there and date and have fun. And before you leave, please thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day.